Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Member 365 webinar on email campaigns, strategies, and best practices. So my name is Carlo Magnangle. I'm your host for this afternoon's webinar. I'm a customer success coach here in Member 365, so we may have worked at some of your tickets or chats, or probably in a Zoom call as well, or I probably onboarded your program. We're here to help everyone. Okay. We love helping our clients because I firmly believe in the maxim that when you succeed in managing your membership, it's our success as well. That we've developed the program in such a way that it benefits our clients. So please feel free to jot down any questions that you may have all throughout this webinar. By the way, everyone will be muted. But below the Zoom page at the bottom, there's a Q&A button in there. You can now write down any of your questions. And at the end of this webinar, we will be addressing any of your concerns or questions. Okay. So what are we going to talk about this afternoon? Of course, we'll be presenting how to create an email campaign, how to name your email campaign, how to create a subject line, how to select a template. We have templates that you can use. That way it's easier for you to be guided as to what the specific creative that you want to use on different types of email campaigns for your different types of target audience, and how to add links on an email campaign, how to add images, PDF documents. Okay. What are the do's and don'ts when creating an email campaign? And we will be emphasizing as well the need to actually test your email campaign before sending it out. That's a very important part of the process. But then how to select your recipients, okay? How to create a list of recipients, and then how to send your email campaign, or do you have to schedule it to be sent on a specific date and time? And how do you view the reports of the email campaign? How did it fare? How did it perform in terms of delivery and how your target audience, okay, the reception of your target audience in terms of open rates and click rates, okay? And then how to view the bounce report as well. It's something that we will be discussing, and the best practices that we need to observe when creating an email campaign. And of course, if you have questions. Okay, so let's dive into the program. This is the page or interface where it shows the CRM or the admin page, the back end of your program. Email campaign module is here in this section in here in the header. If you don't have the email campaign on your program, that means that your admin may have not added it on your permissions as a fellow administrator. So you need to request your administrator to go to your profile, go to your contacts, view administrators, and open your profile. And on the permissions tab, they should be clicking the email marketing tab. As an example, let's pull up an example of an administrator. And then we go to permissions, and the page will pull up a section or a place where you can tell the system which area of the program this admin, the financial admin, can have admin roles. So you can scroll down the page and look for email marketing. Just check off email marketing and tell the system if you want them to create, update, delete, and have access to the report for email campaign or email marketing. And then click on the save button. Okay. So you notice a while ago, this was unchecked. So this tells us that this admin doesn't have access to the email campaign. So if you don't see it, yeah, then you have to coordinate with your fellow administrator, and then they can provide that access point for you. Okay. Now, how do we create an email campaign? There are two ways. Either you go to email campaign and create campaign, it'll bring us to this form, to this page. Okay. Another way is actually going to the reports. Okay. Go reports and then view analytics. It will show us a page where it lists all your email campaign that you conducted in the past or sent in the past, right? Now you notice there are on the options, you'll see the duplicate icon in here. This is another way of creating an email campaign, especially if you want to use your previous campaigns and then you want to reuse the same message or probably the same format and just tweak the message a little bit. okay, and then send it over to a new list of contact or same list of contact. So if you click on the duplicate icon, and the system will give you the opportunity to rename it a different name, okay? Then click confirm. So that's another way of creating an email campaign. But for this webinar, let's build one from scratch. So we go to email campaign and then create campaign. It'll bring us to this page. Then we type in the name of our campaign, right? The name of your campaign will be something that will not be visible to your recipients, okay? But the subject of the email campaign, it is, of course, because it's part of the email format. You can type in a different subject line, different from how you describe your email campaign within your CRM system, okay? We recommend creating a subject of your email to be enticing enough. That way you will generate more opens, more of your recipients or target audience will click on it mainly because of an enticing subject line. Okay. What is the from name of your email campaign? The system automatically pulls the name on my account, as you've noticed in here. This is the name on my support account that I'm using right now. It automatically populates it, but you can update it. You can update it as well. And the email address, the system automatically pulls my email address. Okay. But you can update the email address. But just a note, one of the best practices is make sure that you're using an email address that belongs to your domain. The reason being is that your domain name has been authenticated with our email delivery vendor. Okay. And using an email address carrying that same domain name will mitigate instances where your emails will land on spam folders of your contacts or being quarantined. Okay. So please don't use any email address, especially those free email addresses like Yahoo, Hotmail, or Gmail. Use an email address that belongs to your domain network. Okay. Then we'll hit continue. Okay. The system will bring us to the template page. Like I said a while ago, we have so many templates that you can use, and then you can just tweak them accordingly to your messaging. Okay. But on this webinar, let's create one from scratch. I'll create the new one that's blank, and it'll bring us to this page. Okay. There are three function bars on the right side. The content that you can use, different features, settings in terms of updating background colors or fonts or sizes of specific functionalities in the contents. And the middle one is important as well, the rows. Okay, these rows will actually be your skeleton on your email campaign, or what we call the actual format of it. A very popular column is the single column. All you have to do is drag it on to this page. Okay, and if you want to use double column, okay, just drag it on to the page where it says drag here. Okay. And you can make sure that depending on the amount of content that you're building will be based on the rows that you will be utilizing. Okay. So these rows, columns, these are the spaces where you can work on. Now, since we've dragged them all in here, let's go to content. As an example, I want on the top box or column, I want to put an image in here. So I drag it here. And then I click browse. These are already uploaded, but to upload an image, just click on the upload button and just select the specific image that you want to upload. And once it's uploaded, then just click on the insert button to insert it into the email campaign on the top row. Okay. One thing that you can do as well is if you want this to be a clickable image, then the system will bring them to a specific website. You can add your website in here under the URL box. That way, when they click on the image, the system will bring them to that specific URL or website. Okay. You can as well apply effects on this image. If you don't have those image editing software, click on Apply Effects, and you can use any of these functionalities as well or tools to update that specific image. Okay. Okay, so that's for the image content. Assuming that you want to add text content, you drag it here, and there's your sample text. Okay. So you can adjust the fonts, okay, the sizes, and you can hyperlink a specific text as well, or a specific word or phrase by highlighting it. Click on the chain icon. Again, enter the URL of the website that you want to bring them once they click on that specific word or phrase. Okay. You can well attach a PDF document. Okay. So to attach a PDF document, as an example, you can you can type an instruction in here to click this document. Okay. And then highlight document, click on the chain icon again. Instead of URL, use file manager. Okay. And then you can upload a file, a PDF file, the same procedure a while ago. Click upload and pull the PDF file from your PC. And it's already in here, actually. Just click insert and click OK. So the system hyperlinked that PDF document in here. So when they click on it, the system will bring them to that PDF file. It will open accordingly. Okay. And one thing more that I need to touch base or share is making your email campaign personalized in such a way that you can use merge tags to tell the system to pull up their respective first name, last name, or organization. How do you do that? So we put a greeting in here like hi, and then the merge tag feature, click on the merge tag, and then and click on first name merge tag. And if you want to include last name as well, then the system will pull up their first name and last name. It will be displayed on the email. Just a note that for this merge tag to work, your target audience need to be in the system already, meaning their profile is complete in terms of they have a first name and last name and organization. Any merge tag value that you use, say salutation, they should have a salutation in their profile. Organization name, they should have an organization name in the profile. So the merge tag works in such a way that it has values to pull it from the respective profile. Okay. So just a note on that respect. Okay, that's for the text creation, creating a button. This is very important as well. If we put a button in here, if you notice that the button is very obvious to see. So if you really want to emphasize something to them, a call to action for them to probably register to a specific event, click here, and then you can enter the URL of the event registration site, and the system will bring them to that area. Okay. You can even explore changing the or updating the color of this button and even the font size of the text of this specific button. So you can be creative in terms of customizing the way how this button and the text within it would look like. Okay. And then you can even use a divider that divides specific contents. Okay. And then you can use social media feature. This normally is being placed at the bottom of your email campaign. And once you click on it, then you will need to enter your specific URL either for Facebook, for X, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Okay. If HTML, okay, you can actually get the HTML code of a specific content from another program. As long as it is email compliant, then it will work. This is where you enter the code, HTML code of that email compliant content, and then it will be appended or embedded in here as well. Okay. And videos. So you can share videos as well, but just a note, you cannot upload videos directly. but you can share the link where it exists in YouTube or Vimeo. In the thumbnail that will be shown in here is a thumbnail that is being used in those platforms. All they have to do is click on it and the system will play those videos through these platforms as well. Okay. Okay. Once you're done with your content, okay, you can either preview it, click on the preview tab in here. Okay. And then you see how it looks like. And you can even choose how it looks like on a desktop, which is right now a desktop, or how it looks like on mobile. Okay. One of the best practices is making it mobile friendly. I mentioned about rows a while ago. It's just a matter of determining your target audience. Are they mostly opening your email campaign using a smartphone? If yes, then we recommend just using the single row column, this column, instead of the two column stylings in here. The reason being is that if you put an image on this left box and text on the right side, for most email readers on mobile platforms, iOS or Android, some of them we've noticed that the text on the other side gets garbled, it's not readable on a portrait orientation when they're reading it on their mobile. If they switch to landscape, it works. But to mitigate that problem, because of course you cannot advise all clients to or your members to read or open the email through landscape. To mitigate that problem, we recommend just using a single column block, okay, all throughout your email campaign, okay, especially if your audience are mostly opening them with the use of their smartphones. Okay. Okay. So preview, that's a preview. You can save this as a template, especially if you're planning to send this email campaign on a recurring basis, on a weekly or monthly basis. And you can send a test email campaign. This is one of our recommendation, one of the best practices is to test it out first. Enter your email address, and separate the email address with a comma if you're planning to send it to somebody else as well, your fellow admins, for them to review. Okay. So once you've sent it and it's okay to be sent, click on save and continue. And the system will bring us to this page where it asks you who are your target audience. Okay. These lists are actually reports or lists in our list builder. So one of the best practices is before you even create your email campaign, you need to create a list in your list builder. Your list builder is here. Okay. Again, if you don't have access to this module, you will need to ask your fellow admin to provide you access to the list builder. This is where you create a list or you import a list. Okay. And once you create that list, it will show up as one of the choices in this section. Okay. If you need help, how to create list, we have knowledge base articles. It will guide you on how to create and import list. Okay. Okay. All you have to do is check off a specific list. Like in this case, I'll check off Trevor's clients to be my recipients. And then if I want to add other recipients that are not on this list, I can do so by entering their email address, again, separated by comma. You have to limit the email addresses that you put in here. We recommend less than 20. If above 20, if you're adding additional recipients that are above that number, above 20, we recommend creating a list so that they will fall under these choices and you can just choose them. Okay. Less than 20, or the system is fine. You can include additional recipients in this section. If you want to exclude some recipients under the contacts or Trevor's clients contact list, then you can enter your email address in here and the system will exclude those recipients. Okay. Again, below the page, an opportunity to send a test, reminding you to test it out first before sending it or previewing it. Okay. And then click continue. And the system will bring us to this page. It will show you how many contacts will be receiving this email campaign. There may be some instances, say, on the list that you chose, there may be some disjoint in the number of contacts. You may say, oh, the list that I chose has 10 contacts. Why is it only sending it to 5 contacts? Bear in mind in the list builder, there will be some that have opted out from past campaigns. So that means they are unsubscribed from future email campaigns. You'll see them with the red strike through. Okay. If we pull up a specific list, the system will show us a list of contacts. Those with a red strike through, meaning they opted out from past email campaign and they're excluded from this count. So the system will not send them any email until you reach out to them and update their profile if they want to opt in again or subscribe back to the email campaigns. Okay. And then the delivery schedule. Do you want this to send this email campaign immediately or schedule it on a later time, date, and a specific time, and you can even assign a specific time zone. Okay. Then once you're done, just click on schedule email campaign, or if it's immediately, just click send email campaign. Okay. So you're done. Question is, how do you view who actually received the campaign? That's where the reports or analytics come into play. You go to email campaigns, reports, and then click on analytics. And the system will bring us to this page. It will show you how many contacts receive an email campaign, how many open it, how many clicks it, how many unsubscribe to that email campaign. You see the options on here. This is again to duplicate this email campaign, to resend it, to view it, how it actually looks like, okay, or to delete it. This is a report icon. If you click on it or you click on the name of the email campaign, it'll bring us to this page where it itemizes or provides a list of contacts that actually were sent the email campaign. Let's look at another one in here. Remember 2024 announcement. So it will show everyone, all contacts that received the email campaign, along with granular information who opens and clicks that email campaign. Okay. And the system or the report will likewise show you the specific list in the list builder that you used. Okay. And along with the reports, this is where you see your email bounces report. Email campaigns that bounces that were never sent, mainly because it may be that email address of the contact is not active anymore, something that you need to reach out to contacts. If they say they have a new email, then you can actually clear the soft bounces by clicking on the soft bounce and click confirm. Okay. And you can even see a report of those that you've cleared, email bounce log in here. Okay. Okay, so what are the do's and don'ts for an email campaign? Okay. First one is create a list first on the list builder and make your email campaign concise or short as possible. Optimize your email campaign for mobile viewing. Again, we've mentioned that. Use the single column box, a skeleton or format style, and use the buttons to actually encourage them to go to a specific link or to go to a specific page. Buttons are very obvious, and you can design them in such a way that they're enticing and encourage them to click on them. And make sure that your domain is authenticated with our email delivery vendor. Again, it helps email delivery, mitigates instances of your emails landing on the spam folders of your contacts. And last but not least is make sure that you test your email campaign. What are the don'ts? What do we need to do not do? Okay. Make sure on the contents of your email campaign, you don't use many emojis or trigger words like sale, free, or limited time offer, because these are trigger words on various protection programs of email networks that flags emails as spam. So we recommend you can Google other words that can be flagged as such, and then just minimize or make sure that you avoid using them. Again, avoid using multiple columns, especially if your target audience are mostly mobile users. And avoid using large files, okay? And avoid too many links as well, okay? So those are the things that we need to keep in mind. So the best practices is, again, build a targeted email list using our list builder, okay? And personalize your emails using merge tags, okay? And optimize your email campaign for mobile viewing. We've discussed that by using that single column block. And use a clear call to action. That's the use of the buttons, okay? Be careful with keywords and font styling. Again, keywords or trigger words. Even the color of the fonts can be flagged as a spam. Be wary of that. Again, Google what's the updated list of trigger words that can be, or even like what is indicated in the color that protection program looks at to flag specific emails as potential spam. Okay, and then test the email campaign. Okay, have not just you, but more than two people review it and test all the links. Again, no emojis. Okay, prevent it from being flagged as spam, and avoid too many links and images. Okay. So do you have any questions? If you have any questions, please write them down on the Q&A section below your Zoom screen. So I guess there's no question, but just in case if you have any questions, oh, we have one question. If you have a question, please put them down on the Q&A section. Write them down on the Q&A section. It's just right beside the green button. It's called Q&A beside the share green button below your page. Okay, so we have a question. I have a question about the domain email in from the email. So that domain, as an example, our domain is member365. Okay, and that's authenticated with our email delivery group. So I will be using that, my email address carrying that domain, which is carlo.mcdangle at member365. Reason being is that when we onboarded your program, we authenticated that domain with our email delivery group. That way, when it's being sent to any email campaign that's being sent to your clients, it will not be landing to spam folders of your recipients. Okay. Second question is, can you organize your photos and documents into folders after they have been uploaded? Yes, you can create folders. When you upload a specific image, there is that section where you can create folders and organize them accordingly to those folders. That's a good question. Another question, our email campaign typically number of 10,000 addresses. I understand they are sent in batches to minimize being flagged as spam. Do you know how many emails are sent in those batches? Our campaigns are taking over an hour to reach inboxes. So I want to know what to expect. That's a good question. Depending on the queue, what's on the queue in Member 365 in pushing out emails, okay? If there's no other traffic at all and it's just your email campaign that's going out, they will be sent right away, especially if they are not on a scheduled basis. But then again, like I said, it really depends on what we call a mail spool, where our program parks specific emails out for delivery. If that mail spool is not that too busy, meaning the queue is not that too busy, they will go out right away. They'll be going out instantly. Okay. But then again, when you are in a where many clients are actually using the email campaign, there may be some delays. If you encounter a situation where it hasn't been sent for, say, an hour, and you did not schedule it, meaning you choose it to be sent immediately, then let us know, please. Connect with us through chat or a ticket, and then let us know the name of the email campaign, and we can have a look. Okay. Okay. If I am announcing an event and want a reminder, same email to go out every 2 weeks until the event, can this be scheduled to go out every 2 weeks? stop at the event date. That's a good question. You will need to firstly create that email campaign. It's something that we will be building on an email campaign where an email campaign will be scheduled on a, say, bi-weekly basis or on a monthly basis. Then you tell the system until when it stops. It's something that we will be building on. But right now, you will need to create a template and then create that template as you send that email campaign on a recurring basis. Okay. On list imports, can Member 365 consider adding a CSV importing instead of copy pasting email address into the form field? I had to export contacts to get the demographic info for a list, and then importing required a lot of manual cleanup to copy paste into the form field without errors. A CSV import checker will still flag errors but make them easier to identify and fix. Thank you for that suggestion. Thank you. We'll make sure that we'll be sharing this with our development team. Okay. Can you speak to the recent changes about how opens are calculated? I was told antivirus programs are plating opens and that was fixed. So this is something that our development team is currently working on, and our team will be sending a communication to all our clients with regards to this respect. So please expect a update from our team with regards to email campaign reports, especially regarding open rates and click rates. Okay. Is there a feature in 365 that will show who is opening on what device? The report will show you a contact if they open a specific email campaign, but as to what device, the system doesn't have that yet. So that's a good suggestion. Now we'll be putting it on our suggestion board. Okay. Is there an unsubscribe button automatically included in each campaign? Yes, it's actually below the email campaign. Okay. And something that I can show where you can actually see that and update. You go to email campaigns, settings, and then go to unsubscribe message. So you can update this messaging, okay? Except for this merge tag. This merge tag, the client name, client address, the system will pull your organization's information. Click here. This is a hyperlink where they can unsubscribe or opt out. So this unsubscribe link goes automatically at the bottom of each email campaign. So you don't have to create a content for them to opt out on the body for email. By law, this has to be appended or added. System automatically does that. So you go to email campaigns, settings, and click unsubscribe message. This is where you can update the messaging in here. Okay. Yeah. So to answer that question, yes, it's automatically the system does that. Okay. Our email campaigns typically number. Oh, that's the old one. Okay. Okay. How many images are too many for an email campaign? That's a good question. Really depends. We can't really tell. Really depends on your needs, right? But then again, the recommendation is to limit the number of images that you put on your email campaign. That way, to mitigate the instances that the email can be flagged as a spam. Again, I would recommend checking on protection program resources or websites to check what are they looking for in terms of the number of images that they flag for email campaigns when they're flagging them as a spam or a potential threat to their network. Okay. If I'm announcing an event and want a reminder to go out every 2 weeks until the event, can this be scheduled again? Yeah, it's something that we will be building on. It's not a feature yet in the program. So we recommend create an email campaign, save it as a template, and then by the time that you want to send it out, that's the time that you need to push it out to the program. But it's a good suggestion, something that we can integrate into the program. Okay. And some of these questions here are repeated questions or similar questions from what was asked a while ago. Okay. But if you have some more questions right after this webinar, okay, you can always submit a ticket, okay, or engage us in live chat or book a Zoom call if your subscription has those features. And of course, we have knowledge-based articles, okay? and instructional videos that will help you navigate not just regarding email campaign, but other modules of the program. And please do visit our website, and below the page, there's a webinar section. Tune in for future webinars. And if you can, please register for these webinars. And like I said in the intro, this webinar video will be shared on all participants this afternoon. And at the same time, we will be posting it on our YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for your participation in this afternoon's webinar, and a good afternoon.